with a long fly ball, deep right field. Chavez back. It is gone! The Indians win it on a 2-out, 3-run homer by Jason Kipnis. A beautiful day for baseball in downtown Cleveland. It's game 2 of this 4-game series between the Tribe and the Seattle Mariners. Hi again, everyone. I'm Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. No team hotter than the Cleveland Indians over the last several weeks. They continue to win in different ways. Last night it was dramatic fashion. Thought it was interesting after the game. Jason Kipnis said, I was thinking base hit, and maybe that allowed me to stay back and hit that breaking ball out of the ballpark.
Well, he has had a terrific month of May, and he's been driving the ball. He's been a run-producing machine. Jason Kipnis, a 3-run home run in the 8th inning in Philadelphia the other day, and in the 10th inning off a left-hander, again, another 3-run home run in extra innings. The Indians go to 4-0, but Kipnis has had a terrific month of May when you think about it. Of his 7 home runs, 6 of them have given the Indians a lead. Of course, 5 have come in the first inning, but he is driving the ball to left, center, right, all over the place, and 19 RBIs, most in the majors in the month of May. So he's doing a terrific job after he started off slowly in the month of April.
Obviously, you hope that hot streak continues for Jason Kipnis and the Tribe as they try to beat Seattle again here this afternoon. Zach McAllister on the hill for the Indians. He's already among the top 10 in earned run average in the American League. Will he pitch the Tribe to another win? Will he need some late inning heroics from Jason Kipnis? Find out next. A thrilling finish to the series opener last night. Today, the rally caps being handed out to the crowd as they head into the ballpark on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 62 degrees at game time. Partly cloudy skies, breeze blowing straight in from center field, and that'll keep things on the cool side here at the ball yard. Zach McAllister on the bump for the Indians. Let's take a look at Eric Wedge's starting lineup for the Mariners. Endy Chavez leading it off, followed by Dustin Ackley and then Kyle Seager. Kendry Morales riding a 7-game hitting streak will bat cleanup. Michael Morse back in the lineup today hitting 5th. Raul Ibanez will hit 6th. Then Justin Smoke, Jesus Montero, and Brendan Ryan.
Zach McAllister making the start. It'll be his 8th start. He is 3-3 and a brilliant 268 earned run average. That's into the top 10 for pitching in the American League. He is 0-1 in 3 starts against the Mariners in his career, but this year he's 3-1 in this ballpark and an ERA of just over 2. So he's pitched very well, and it seems like he gets rolling. Every game he gets better and better.
His first pitch to Endy Chavez is a fastball for strike 1. Chavez has hit in 14 of the 16 games that he has started for Seattle this year. He was not in the original starting lineup last night, but pressed into service when Michael Morse was a late scratch, and he went 1 for 4 in the ballgame. Two balls and a strike. You know, you think back, Rick, and for years we had to get past the birth certificate flap where players, and that ball's driven to deep center field, and Michael Bourne can't quite get to it. He got leather on it, but couldn't bring it in, and Chavez pulls into second base with a leadoff double. Boy, Bourne got to it, and it looked like maybe he was going to make the catch, but the ball glancing off the end of his glove, and Chavez is at second base.
Terrific effort. I didn't think he was going to catch up to the ball, but I think that wind blowing in allowed Michael to look at where he came from to get there. It hits his glove. He's going to be upset. You see, he was upset he didn't make the catch right there. He gets that far and it hits off the thumb of his glove, but he does hold him to a double. Had a long way to go, couldn't come up with it, and he's shaking his head already. That means you better be ready from the first hitter of the game.
Dustin Ackley takes ball 1.
Great effort.
Boy, sure was. I was going to say about Chavez, though, you know, you had that birth certificate flap where, you know, guys were a lot younger on their birth certificate than they actually were. Chavez is almost just the reverse. I mean, he's 35. He looks like he's 25. Still in phenomenal shape. We mentioned that last year he's played a long time, a lot of different organizations. As you said, sort of that fourth outfielder guy who can play
not in every
different
day
positions.
Guy.
Yeah. He's kept himself in terrific shape, though. Here's the 1-1 to Ackley, and a strike called. Ackley has hit in 3 straight games for the Mariners. He went 1 for 5 last night. That's hit in the air to left field. Back goes Mike Aviles, backpedaling to make the catch. And the runner has to hold as Aviles fires a strike to third.
Well, he didn't let him pull the ball. Let's take a look at the Kia Indians defense behind McAllister this afternoon. It's going to be Aviles in left who just made that catch right there. Bourne is in center. We saw the ball go off his glove, and Stubbs is in right. Reynolds at third, Cabrera at short, Kipnis is at second, Santana at first. Jan Gomes doing the catching.
Mike Winters, the crew chief, behind the plate. Mark Wegner at first. Laz Diaz at second. Tim Timmons, who had the plate last night, is at third. Well, here's Kyle Seager. This guy has been lights out swinging the bat against the Indians. In 7 career games, he is 15 for 30 in this ballpark, just here in Cleveland.
You know, when you come to a place, maybe your first time, as he did a couple years ago, and you have success in a ballpark, sometimes you just feel good at a ballpark, and it just seems to work out every time you come in.
Lifted, foul, down the line. Reynolds a long run.
Aviles
over, but it is. They've just pushed about 3 rows in.
That wind's a lot stronger than we think right here.
Our keys to the game today for Zach McAllister: worked that tailing fastball inside to the left-handers. 6 left-handed bats in the lineup for Seattle. And for the Indians hitters, you want to try and maybe take an opposite field approach against the left-handed soft tosser Joe Saunders. The harder you swing, the more you sort of play right into his hand.
Well, and also that first one with McAllister, that tailing fastball, you have to make sure you keep it inside if you miss. You don't want it tailing over the plate.
Upstairs and away to Seager, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Seager in the air to left again. Mike Aviles on the move. Look at him circle around that ball to make the catch. That gives you an idea of what that wind is doing to the ball today. It's kind of knocking it down, and it's also going to push everything over toward that left field line.
Sure is.
With 2 down and a runner at second, Kendry Morales coming up with more on Zach McAllister and his plan of attack today. Here's Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, usually Zach McAllister likes to pitch outside and then go inside for effect. Pitching coach Mickey Callaway told me today he needs to do the exact opposite against these Mariners lefties. He has to establish the inside of the plate with that 4-seam fastball and then mix in that new splitter as well.
Well, Kendry Morales is a guy who, if you leave the ball in the inside part of the plate, he'll hit it a long way. We saw that last night in the game. Fouled right back. He hit a couple of balls foul right down the line, and then he crushed one off Jimenez into the second deck. So he likes to look for the ball middle in and turn on it.
Every game's an adjustment. You face different teams. You go out there, you get focused and set for one. You look at the hitters, on video to see your approach. But you have to go out there as a pitcher and see what you have that day. You and that catcher have to go along with the program and see what you're best suited for to get these guys out.
Morales has hit in 7 straight games. 1 for 5 with that homer last night. Chavez at second with 2 down now. And the 1-1 pitch up and away. Yan Gomes behind the plate will be working McAllister through the ball game. He's done a nice job behind the plate, both receiving, blocking balls in the dirt, and he's still learning the catcher position. The 2-1 now. Boy, pretty good looking pitch, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
Well, after talking to Sandy Alomar, when you talk about Gomes, he's a quick learner. Sandy works with the catchers, and they think he's doing a terrific job. Dave Cash also out in the bullpen. He's a former catcher. David Cash. Kevin Cash. Norm Cash.
Johnny Cash. There's a fly ball to left. Aviles has the hat trick. So the leadoff double and then 3 fly balls to left. McAllister gets out scoreless. The Indians are coming to bat. Starting 9 brought to you by Progressive, making it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Michael Bourne leading it off, followed by Jason Kipnis. Then is Dribble Cabrera hitting third, Nick Swisher in the cleanup spot, Mark Reynolds fifth, Carlos Santana sixth, Mike Avila seventh, Jan Gomes eighth, and Drew Stubbs riding a 5-game hitting streak, hitting .291 on the month of May, will bat ninth.
Left-hander Joe Saunders, a 31-year-old lefty making his ninth start. He is 3-4 on the year. He's been like two different pitchers. When he's been at home, he's been unbelievable, 3-0 with a .94. On the road, 0-4 with an ERA of over 12. It's unbelievable, the difference. But he has been good at home. Let's check the Mariners' defense behind him. Abanya, Chavez, and Morse in the outfield. Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Smoke on the infield. Montero behind the plate.
Joe Saunders just about a month shy of his 32nd birthday. The left-hander's first pitch to Michael Bourne is in there for a called strike.
He's been tough on left-handed hitters this year. They're hitting just 152 off him. And he's not an overpowering guy. Control guy, moves it in and out, changes speeds. So that's where you say, come on, you right-handers, go get him.
One ball, two strikes. Bourne hitting .375 at home on the campaign thus far, and had a couple infield hits last night. And in fact, that last one really was one of the big keys to the Indians' come from behind win, because it kept the inning alive and got Kipnis to the plate.
Almost identical, where he rolled over on a couple of breaking balls. They were like swinging bunts.
Tapper back to the mound this time. Saunders throws out Bourne, one away. Here is our great clip of the game from last night. In case you missed it, Jason Kipnis ending the game with one swing of the bat. And for Kipnis, he's been working a lot on his swing. And he said basically what we did is we shortened the swing. We cleaned it up. That's pretty much it.
Well, I like what you said earlier. He was just going for a single. And it shows you sometimes how you can stay short and quick to the baseball. That ball jumps off your bat, and you can get it out of there by not trying.
Not trying to do too much,
right?
Here's a complete Firestone Auto Care Extra Mile Index. He is having some kind of month of May. 19 runs batted in, 6 homers, a .316 average. Rolls this one over to second base, and Ackley throws him out 2 down. That will bring up Dribble Cabrera. Dribble Cabrera is a little bit like Joe Saunders. His home road splits are hard to understand. There really doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. Cabrera, look at that. At home, he's hitting just 171. On the road, a .300 average. And the same thing kind of goes for Joe Saunders, who in his career has been a better pitcher on the road. But this year, he's 0-4 with an ERA of over 12.5 on the road, and 3-0, ERA of under 1 at home. And he says, I can't figure it out. He said, I pride myself on being a good road pitcher.
You just try and be consistent everywhere you pitch. Sometimes it works out that way, but when the splits are this much different. Now, we know that ballpark in Seattle is a nice park to pitch in, and it should help you. A pitcher should benefit, but not that much.
Yeah. Here's the 1-2 to Cabrera, and a base hit into right field. Ackley couldn't get to it. And the Indians have a 2-out base runner now for Nick Swisher.
Well, the approach there is stay on the baseball and take him the other way. Here's a pitch where he stays inside of it. That ball looked like it was down the middle. He didn't try to pull it. And this ball just sees its way through the infield as Ackley goes for it and dives for it. But Cabrera gets a hit. So it's a nice way to start.
Well, here comes Nick Swisher. 0 for 3 last night. He walked and scored a run. Out of play. Eric Wedge says of Joe Saunders and his road troubles so far this year, quote, it's kind of a fluky trend here early on. If you look over his career, he's pitched well on the road. He's smart, and he has a good feel. His stuff has been really good. I don't think it's something that will continue. Pitch inside to Swisher, backs him off. Eric Wedge's troops have been playing well. Seattle came into the series just a game below 500 before losing to the Indians last night in a game when it was all said and done. Seattle felt like they should have won. They out-hit the Indians, but Eric said, we've got to do a better job of consistently hitting better with runners in scoring position. He said that's right now our Achilles heel. We've had opportunities, but we're not getting that hit to drive them in.
When you don't get the hit, it just looks bad. That's all there is to it. I mean, until someone steps up and they do it, sometimes they start gripping it too tight. We've witnessed it.
Yep.
I mean, it happens to every baseball team. But, boy, you need somebody consistently to at least step up and be a good RBI man without hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That's how rallies are created and big numbers are put on the board.
Up and away. 3 balls and a strike. Mark Reynolds waits on deck. 3-1 count for Swisher, who over his last 12 games has hit .295. And he takes the walk, ball 4. 2 on, 2 out. Mark Reynolds coming up. Saunders got 2 easy ground ball outs to start the inning, but then Cabrera shot one through the hole on the right side of the infield. Swisher draws the walk, and now Mark Reynolds with 11 homers and 34 runs batted in. This has been a real strength of the Indians all season long. They're 2-out hitting. Cabrera with the 2-out single, and as a team, they're hitting .274 with 2 outs. With runners in scoring position, it gets even better. Over their last 19 games, with a runner in scoring position, .331 batting average. And Reynolds has been especially clutch.
Well, for Saunders, he's going to have to pitch effectively inside to the right-handers as well to be successful. He can't live outside just with that changeup there. Fastball changeup. He's going to have to throw something inside to keep him honest on the inside part of the plate.
The other day in Philadelphia, Mark hyperextended his elbow, his left elbow a little bit on that follow-through. Just caused a little tingling sensation, a little numbness. But the off day probably helped just to rest it. Right back in there last night. He takes such a, maybe over-exaggerated isn't the right word, but it's an elongated follow-through. One pitch. Outside, he missed. 2 balls and a strike. Andy Chavez, the center fielder, has moved all the way over toward left center field. They're playing him to pull the ball on the infield and the outfield. Now the 2-1. Downstairs, 3 balls and a strike.
So patience has paid off so far for Reynolds. You have to remain patient because Joe Saunders will not give in. He's going to continue to throw those changeups behind in the count, and he's going to nibble.
Carlos Santana would be next. We'll see what happens here. And the 3-1 is line to right field, a base hit. Coming around third, Cabrera will try to score, and he will. Morse will throw to second. On his way to third goes Swisher. Reynolds delivers the 2-out RBI single, and the Indians draw first blood today.
Well, and that's a great approach there. Mark Reynolds, you figure he has the count in his favor, so I'm going to go for a home run. But this ball is down away, and this is the only thing he could do with it. He didn't get greedy. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it for that pitch, that swing, that approach with 2 outs, and he's rewarded with an RBI single. That's 35 on the year. The Indians come up in the first inning, score another run, and they keep the pressure on Joe Saunders.
That was a beautiful swing by Reynolds, and that's a pitch.
And the pitch was down and away.
You can't do anything with it if you try to pull it.
When you prove that you can do that to Saunders, now he's got to make an adjustment to the hitter.
And Carlos Santana takes a fastball for strike one.
Swisher had that approach. He jumped on him early, ended up working the walk with 2 outs to get in the scoring position. Reynolds had the patience to get himself into a hitter's count and took the pitch the other way. So 2 of the hits, both hits going the opposite field.
Santana looks, it's up high. Carlos has hit in his last 3 games, but he's been patient enough over the course of the season to take his walks. He's been on base safely 30 of the 35 games he has played. Big chopper to short. Ryan will go to second for the inning-ending force. But the Indians use that 2-out magic to grab the early lead 1-0 after an inning of play. McDonald's new Premium McWrap. Try one today. And by Kia. Indians with a 1-0 lead as we go to the second. Michael Morse, Raul Ibanez, and Justin Smoke due up here for Seattle. Morse has given the Mariners some of the added thump they've been looking for in their lineup. He hit his 10th home run on May the 12th. Last year, no Seattle player hit 10 home runs until June the 2nd, so almost a month earlier. Morse gets the double figures this year for Seattle.
Well, and he's been very good in the number 5 hole. You know, they moved the lineup around a little bit, and since moving into the number 5 spot, that was back on the 12th of May, he's hitting .600, 9 for 15 in 4 consecutive multi-hit games.
McAllister's 1-2. Drilled down the right field line. Slicing foul.
And he was off and running hard when that ball left the bat. That tells me that he thought it was fair.
Yeah.
And that wind cut into it. There's a lot of wind out there playing today. In right field, you can come in a few steps if you're Drew Stubbs. Michael Bourne can come in a little bit because everything's blowing back to the left field or the third base line.
Now the 1-2. Up high with a fastball. McAllister in the first gave up a leadoff double and then 3 fly balls to left. Down in the dirt, breaking ball, wouldn't chase, full count. Morse, then Raul Ibanez and Justin Smoak for Seattle here in inning 2.
Yes, he is. Check it out. Yeah, the interlocks. Check it out.
Payoff pitch. Out of play.
Big man and a strong man. Has power to all fields, and he's got he locks his fingers. It's almost like a golf grip. We'll get it in his next at bat.
Jason Kipnis will throw out Morse, 1 away here in inning number 2.
We'll check it out. You see, that's almost like a golf grip. You see where the fingers overlap?
Mm-hmm.
Right there? That's got to be tough to do. He must be a great golfer. Hit the ball a mile if he can hit a baseball that far.
Well, that tells me that his bottom hand, he's only maybe got 2 fingers on the bottom of the barrel.
And he generates it.
Or the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the knob. Here's Raul Ibanez, 3 for 5 last night with a home run. Takes a strike over the inside corner.
Well, this is the guy that's hot right now for the Mariners. This is one guy with the game comes on the line. You want to be careful and pitch around if you can. He has 5 homers and 13 RBIs over his last 6 games. He tied the game up at 3 to send it to extra innings, even though it was only early in the 6th inning. Hanging breaking ball. That tied it up at 3.
And it stayed that way until Kipnis won it in the 10th. Ibanez fouls it off the other way. It count no balls, 2 strikes. Indians have won 15 of their last 19 games, as the Tribe sits tied atop the Central Division standings with Detroit, 23 and 17, identical records. The 0-2 to Ibanez downstairs. Kansas City is 2 games back in 3rd place, 2 games above the 500 mark. Then Chicago and Minnesota are tied 4 games back. White Sox have won 4 in a row. Minnesota has dropped 3 in a row. Time called as Ibanez steps away. Bouncing ball to second. Jason Kipnis, head high, fields it, fires it, 2 away. Our injury report brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. For the Mariners, Franklin Gutierrez on that DL with a right hamstring problem. Played in a rehab game, so they expect to get him back fairly soon. And Aaron Harang is listed as the Mariners starter for Tuesday night. Justin Smoak, 1 for 4 last night. He's been on base safely in 11 consecutive starts. Swing and a miss, the count 0-2.
Already McAllister 4 0-2 counts, Matty, and this is hitter number 7.
Hangs it to first. Santana with a backhander. They'll flip. The inning is over. McAllister has retired 6 straight. 3 fly balls in the first, 3 ground balls in the second. And the fans are sporting them here with the sunshine. Indians out to your early 1-0 lead. Bottom of the second, bottom third of the Tribe order coming up. Mike Aviles, Jan Gomes, and Drew Stubbs. Aviles getting the start today in left field as Michael Brantley gets a day off. And Terry Francona gets his right-handed bats in the lineup. 7 of the 9 hitting from the right side today. Joe Saunders was a first-round pick of the Angels back in 2001 out of Virginia Tech. Then at the trading deadline 3 years ago, he went to Arizona in the Dan Herron trade. Aviles is out number 1 as he grounds to short.
MLB.com at bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Indians baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Indians.com. Saunders pitched real well for Baltimore in the playoffs.
Well, after the 2011 season, the Diamondbacks didn't offer him a contract, and he became a free agent, but he ended up re-signing with Arizona, and then they traded him, as you said, to Baltimore. Pitched well for the O's down the stretch, and then this past off season, signed a 1-year contract with the Mariners that includes a mutual option for next year. He's one of those guys that can be a calming influence now as a veteran pitcher. Slowly chopped to short by Jan Gomes. A little misplay by Ryan, but he's able to recover to get him 2 down. So the number 9 hitter, Drew Stubbs, is coming up, and Stubbs has been swinging the bat well here of late. He's hit in 5 straight games. Homered in last night's ball game.
Yeah, that home run coming down the right field line. He let a 4-seam fastball track deep. He might hit that same ball today, and it might have been a foul ball. But the wind was blowing in a little bit last night. Watch for that fastball. He gets it deep into the zone. Going down the line, it just gets over there into their pen.
Joe Saunders has been getting ahead of the hitters. His problems came with 2 outs in the first inning when Asdrubal Cabrera singled the other way. Then he walked Nick Swisher, and Mark Reynolds took him the other way for an RBI single. A little bit outside. Boy, Drew Stubbs really sizzling. We talked about Jason Kipnis and how hot he has been in the month of May. Well, Stubbs has 6 doubles. He has scored 7 runs in the 16 games he's played this month. Now Joe Saunders delivers. Inside with it, full count. A little bit outside, ball 4.
Good patience in the
So
2-out
once
walk.
again, Indians will try to do some damage with 2 outs. Turn it over to the top of the order and Michael Bowen.
Well, the last 2 games, the Indians, coming into today, 16 runs, 8 with 2 outs. And they've been doing a good job. 21 runs now with 2 outs and nobody on for the year to start, when you start to score. That's hard to do.
That is. And again, it speaks to maybe the veteran presence in the lineup where, hey, if it takes a walk and you will have to be patient to move a runner along, and then somebody explodes with a big hit.
That's just maximizing every out.
Yeah.
You don't give them an inning or an extra out. And that when you have 2 outs, and they've been really good at it. As you know, if you're the pitcher, you're taught closing out innings. Well, when you're that offense, if you can make him work a little bit harder, when you get 2 outs, that's a good thing.
The 0-2 pitch. Foul the other way. I don't know about you. I think it's obviously something you hang your hat on. It speaks to the grit and determination, the ability to grind out at bats by your lineup. But it's not something you're going to make a living all season long.
No, very hard to do. It's difficult to string 3, 4, 5 hits in a row together. That's why walks certainly help. You hate 2-out walks because that starts something. You're giving them something they didn't earn. And then as an offense, when you want to earn something, you'll take gifts from the opposing club. Errors, walks. Anytime you get more base runners, it's the more pressure you can put on a defense.
Well with it, and Bourne showing good patience in this at bat. 2-2 the count.
And then when you get a little confidence like the Indians have of scoring with 2 outs, because they have had some hitters that have been very good with 2 outs driving them in, then it starts snowballing. You get a little confidence that, hey, we can do it at any time.
And even though Michael had 3 hits in the last night's game, he's still not quite all the way back with that finger. I think he's still working his way back.
I'm sure he is. When you look at the walks, the breakdown of it, Tommy just handed me this note. Their walks, when they have no outs, they've walked 31 times. When they have 1 out, they've walked 56. But when they have 2 outs, they've walked 52 times.
Ground ball. It's through. What a great stop by Seager, but no play. He did a heck of a job to dive and stop the ball. Problem is when you got Stubbs who can fly at first and Bourne who can fly at the plate, by the time he got to his feet, there was nobody to throw the ball to.
No, he realized he didn't have a play. He wanted to go to second. Couldn't get him. He looked over there, and he realized then that Bourne's running. But it's a nice job of keeping the ball on the infield. So here they go again. 2-out walk. Now an infield single. That gives Kipnis an opportunity.
This is the way it ended last night.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kipnis, ground ball to second base, his first time up. Well, as you pointed out in our game open, the last 2 home runs that Jason has hit have both come off left-handed pitchers. So that certainly is a good sign that he's staying on the ball. And
both of them have been breaking balls. You know, when left-handers, you hang it on the inside part of that plate, these left-handers are going to get you. This one was one going away, and he again grounds out to the pitcher.
So the inning comes to a close. After 2, it's Cleveland 1, Seattle nothing. To the 3rd inning. Jesus Montero will lead off for Seattle. Tell you, this guy would become fast friends with Sandy Alomar of the Indians, and not just because Montero is a catcher, but Montero's father back home in Venezuela owns a garage, working on cars, repairing automobiles. And it's a hobby that Jesus has taken up as well. And I've never met a baseball player that knew more about cars than Sandy Alomar. I mean, he can tell you, and he doesn't just know the cars. He knows the specs. He knows the engines, all that technical stuff. Line drive base hit to center field by Montero, and he's aboard for Seattle. Their 2nd hit in the ball game. They got a leadoff double from Endy Chavez in the 1st, but that was it. After that, McAllister retired 6 in a row before this single by Montero.
No, the 4-seamer he gets right there in the middle of the plate. Didn't hit it all that hard, but it was a good pitch to hit. Montero gets a single. So both their hits have been leadoff hits.
Now Brendan Ryan, a season-high 4-game hitting streak. He went 2 for 4 with a double last night. And it's his only multi-hit game of the season. And he's got another base hit right here. He's starting to find his stroke. Back-to-back singles for Seattle here in the 3rd.
Well, the base hits that Ryan has had in this series have come early in the count, either 1st or 2nd pitch. And you don't look up at an average and say, okay, just throw this guy anything. You got to make a quality strike. I don't care if you're hitting 9th or what you're hitting. So he got on it early. He gets a base hit. It's 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Now Endy Chavez will try to deliver with the Mariners' first hit with a runner in scoring position in the series. They're 0 for 10. He shows bunt, takes it, and they got Montero caught. Cabrera running him towards 3rd, flips it to Reynolds. They tag him out. Ryan moves into scoring position, but that is one huge out.
Well, it is. That's just bad base running. When you think a guy is going to bunt, if he's going to square around, you've got to let him put the ball on the ground, even if you're a slow runner. And Montero's not blessed being the quickest guy, but you have to make sure he makes an attempt. There's times you can bunt through a ball.
Right. It's not like he bunted through that.
No,
he pulled it back.
Right. You can see that. So that's just bad base running right there, and it's a great break for the Indians as Gomes throws behind him and they get the lead runner.
Chavez takes it down low. Popped up near the Indians' dugout, but with that breeze, going to blow it right back into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Chavez. He sent a long fly ball to deep center his first time up. And Michael Bourne with a terrific running effort. He got to it. Looked like he was going to make the catch, but ball glanced off of his glove. And a foul back. It stays 1-2. Off the end of the bat towards center field. Michael Bourne in the left field to make the catch. 2 down. Take a look at our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Name the last Mariners player with 100 or more runs batted in a season. Wow, has it been that long that it's a trivia question?
Well, I guess it is.
The pitch. Dustin Ackley takes a strike. Check. Did he go? He did, says home plate umpire Mike Winters. And the count 0-2.
It's that little changeup or splitter that he's throwing now that, since he started throwing it, you see a lot of hitters check their swings and take half swings and go on that pitch because I don't know if they know he throws that yet, to be honest with you.
2-strike pitch hit in the air to left field. Back goes Mike Aviles. He's under it. And the inning is over. 2 straight singles start the inning for Seattle, but a bad base running play, and then McAllister gets out of trouble. Game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. One nothing Indians on top, bottom of the third. It will be Asdrubal Cabrera to lead things off. Fouls the first pitch right back out of play. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bunts it foul. And that goes out of play the opposite way.
Joe Saunders, he averages just a titch under 16 pitches per inning. And he's sitting at 52 right now, just coming into the bottom of the third. So the Indians have made him, they've been patient. They've taken a nice approach.
Fly ball to right field, Michael Morse. He makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, the next Sugardale Dollar Dog Night will be Friday, May 31st. The Tribe will take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Come on out. You can load up on hot dogs all night long. They sold over 60,000 dollar dogs last night. They had a nice crowd. I think 34,000 and over 6,500 walked up. We'll see if we have the same turnout May 31st for Dollar Dog Night.
Nick Swisher drew a walk his first time up. Down in the dirt. Swisher a swing and a foul tip hung on by Montero. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Joe Saunders, 56 pitches, 34 strikes to this point, misses outside to even the count at 2-2. Ripped fair down the left field line. That'll hit into the corner. And Swisher's on his way to second base with a 1-out double. Boy, he tried to go inside, and it almost looked like Nick was waiting for it.
Well, yeah, you have to go inside. He had 2 strikes, but Swisher was very quick on that pitch inside, and he was able to turn on it, keep it fair down the third baseline. He got it in there, but I don't know if it was in enough, Matt. You know, that one might have been a little more third of the plate, not inside. And you see it get by Seager at third base, just past the line. So Swisher with his 10th double of the year, 1-out double, 4th hit for the Indians.
So Swisher in double figures in doubles, and now Mark Reynolds, who had the RBI single to right his first time up. Outside with it, ball 1. Just fouled on the first baseline.
That's another bat off the end of the bat. We saw Reynolds do that.
Here's the AT&T U-verse rewind. His last at bat against Saunders. Able to lay off, be patient, and then just takes the ball to the opposite field for the RBI single. He obviously figured he's not going to come inside and challenge me. Everything's been away. It's been soft. So,
but you at least have to change the look and maybe throw in there off the plate where he can't hit it.
Strike called.
Pretty good changeup there away. When you see this pitch, it's going to see this on our Nissan pitch tracker. That's right on the outside edge. When he doesn't open that front shoulder too quickly, it's a great pitch. See that one, it'll go down and away like that when you fly open a little bit. Because I'm watching him, and he's sort of like correcting himself, saying, stay closed and tucked.
As soon as you saw it, said it, I saw exactly what he opened up immediately on that pitch, and he couldn't get through it.
You know, sometimes because you try and throw it too good, you want the same arm speed, you want to throw it slower, but that front shoulder flies open, and it goes way off target. You have to stay closed with it, and that's 3 straight. He threw the good one, and then 2 in a row. He's been off the zone.
So now a full count for Reynolds, with Swisher at second and 1 down here in the third. Carlos Santana waiting on deck. Payoff pitch. Grounded to third. Seager scoops it up. And Reynolds is out number 2. Joe Saunders was picked in the same draft that featured Scott Kazmir. In fact, when the Angels drafted him out of Virginia Tech, they thought long and hard about Scott Kazmir. But at that time, they thought Kazmir was going to be holding out for big money. And they didn't want to get caught in a situation where, you know, he may have end up not signing him, that kind of deal. So they went with Saunders, and you could hardly blame him. Kazmir turned out to be a great pitcher, and he's had to work his way back from some problems the last couple of years. But Saunders turned out awfully good.
And you know the funny thing is that they went after Kazmir after he left Tampa and gave him big money.
Well, that's right. That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to give it early, so they give it to him later, and he was done for the most part there.
Yeah, they gave him the money when he was a shell of his former self at that time. Kazmir ended up going 15th overall in that first round. Grounded right to the shortstop, Brendan Ryan, who will throw out Santana. 3 complete. Cleveland 1, Seattle nothing. Back here at Progressive Field, the Indians with a 1-0 lead over the Mariners as we go to the 4th inning. So far, Zach McAllister has pitched very well, given up 3 hits, but he's made good pitches when he has needed to.
Well, he certainly did last inning when they started off first and second, nobody out, and then they had the base running blunder, and he got out of that inning in a hurry.
Kyle Seager leading off for Seattle. Fouled out of play. Seager, a ball and a strike, leading off this 4th inning for the Mariners. And now McAllister gets ahead. Two. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase. McAllister strikes him out. And we've got 1 gone here in the 4th.
His first strikeout today comes on that splitter. After going inside a couple times, that ball, you see the bottom drops out. And, not necessarily, you'll see guys chase that pitch a lot. And that ball goes down in the zone. It's not a strike, and from television it looks that way. But as a hitter, you see it start low, and then all of a sudden it just drops down, and you chase it with 2 strikes. McAllister faced the Mariners in his second career Major League start. Back August 23rd, he went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 9 hits and 10 runs. A lot of unearned runs in that one.
Fouled back out of play. The 2-2. A little bit outside. That's in the gap. Left center field. Long run of Vilas. Makes the catch. And then a little flip to Michael Bourne. 2 gone.
When you said that's in the gap, I was watching that to see if that wind would push it back, because it's going to slice back to the left fielder going in there. But it certainly looked like it was going to be a double in the gap, didn't it? He stayed on that 3-2 pitch nicely, and Vilas runs it down. So that is out number 2. He has had 5 putouts today.
He has more than held his own. Now, Vilas, like Ryan Rayburn, a true utility man who can play a number of different positions and plays them all well. Rayburn has done a fine job. He's made some great catches in right field. Vilas has played left very well. Both guys can play the infield, and they do that exceptionally well.
Well, the key of it is when you get that start, you make the plays on that given day. You're not going to be out there for 2 weeks straight. You get a spot start against a left-hander. You give Brantley a day off. Just make every play you have the opportunity, and he does.
Mark Reynolds throws out Michael Morse, and Seattle goes 1-2-3. Nick Swisher helping out a teammate right there.
Here's the water. I know you've been on the move a lot.
Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, profile on another hot Tribe pitching prospect. What's up with the Browns' media woes? And be sure to check out Indians Game Connect. Get complete coverage of all today's action involving Ohio sports on FoxSportsOhio.com. Mike Aviles looks at a ball in the dirt. Mike grounded to a short his first time up. Unfortunately, he's had to lead off in his first two appearances here today, and there's a sharp single to center field. I say unfortunately because he came into the game hitting .368 with runners in scoring position. He's a guy you'd like to get up there with some people on base.
Act like a leadoff hitter, and he does. He's 1 for 2 today. Takes a low pitch there, looked like a low fastball, and he lines right back up the middle. Good approach, stayed on it. 5 hits now for the Indians, and that's really the first time they've had their leadoff man aboard this afternoon.
Well, here's Yan Gomes. We'll see how he handles this at bat. He grounded to short first time up facing Saunders. He seems to be a kind of a hitter that the harder you throw it, the better he likes it. So this is more of a finesse guy. And
most hitters like that, but he has that approach to go the other way. So I think once he sees his kind of stuff and he's not going to give in, his approach will be the same thing. Drive it to right center field.
Ground ball the other way, but it's bobbled initially by Smoke. They get the force at second, but Gomes is safe at first base. So you're right. He was trying to go that other way.
I mean, that's his approach naturally. Guys that throw harder, it makes it maybe a little easier to take it the other way. But he hustled down the line to beat it out. Saunders got over there, but it certainly wasn't in time.
And so with one away, here's Drew Stubbs. That hit, by the way, for Aviles was the Indians' first hit to lead off an inning so far in the series. Stubbs a foul. Walked his first time up. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Indians in the midst of a 4-game series against the Seattle Mariners. It'll wrap up Monday afternoon, and then Detroit comes in briefly Tuesday and Wednesday to wrap up the homestand. One ball and 2 strikes. A little bit outside. 2-2. Drew trying to extend his hitting streak to 6 games. Gomes, meanwhile, held at first by Justin Smoke as Eric Wedge looks on here in the 4th for the Mariners. And the 2-2 is fouled back. 75 pitches into the game. Joe Saunders, 44 of them have been strikes. And the 31-year-old has showed that he can, in fact, pitch very well on the road. So thus far, he's allowed just the 1 run. Came in with an ERA of over 12 on the road so far this year, but he strikes out Drew Stubbs for out number 2. You kind of had a feeling that was more of an aberration than anything else. That's the first strikeout for Saunders. Interesting that both starters tonight didn't get their first strikeout until the 4th inning today.
Yeah, that is a little strange. Well, you may want to bring the whole family out for a Kids Fun Day. That's each and every Sunday here at Progressive Field. Plenty of activities. Kids can run the bases after the ball game. And it is presented by Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital. So come on out, run the bases, have fun. That'll be tomorrow afternoon.
Michael Bourne hits a fastball over the outside corner. Bourne asks for time, steps away with 1 on and 2 out here in the 4th inning. Chased it, and it's 0-2.
Well, he's got that slot to the left-handers. You know, the only 2 in there, Bourne and Kipnis. And you can see how that slider, he's been able to control it very well to those 2 guys. Although Bourne has an infield single. It's where Seager made a nice stop at third base. But it was an infield hit.
And a line drive base hit into center field by Bourne. On his way to third is Jan Gomes, and he'll go in there standing. Indians at the corners now with 2 away.
Michael finally got a fastball to his liking, and that was on the middle third. He was able to turn on it. That's the one pitch he wanted to keep him honest. And what happens? That's when he took advantage of it. And Bourne does a good job of this, Matt, where, you know, if he gets an infield single or gets a base hit, he always seems to double up. You know what I mean? Find a way to get another hit and keep it going. So that's 5 hits in the series for him now. All singles, so he keeps it going again with 2 outs, and the Indians have been knocking on the door. They've had opportunities, it seems like, every inning with 2 outs.
Jason Kipnis came up in this same situation in the 2nd inning. Wound up tapping one right back to the mound. He's got a chance again to do some 2-out damage.
Cleveland 4 for 7 today with 2 outs hitting.
A little bit outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, every inning they've had opportunities with 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Now 1-1. Pitch outside. Terry Francona really has been pleased with the way that Jason Kipnis has been playing of late. I mean, not just the big hits of late, but he said, hey, early in the season everybody was asking me, are you going to move him down in the order? He said, you have to be patient with good players. Runner at first, breaks for second. Bourne has it stolen easily.
Well, he got a good jump, and this year Montero has only thrown out 1 person out of 22 attempts. So if you get an opportunity, you're going to take off. He's going to throw through, but Bourne steals it easy. That's going to be his 4th.
So 2 in scoring position now for Kipnis. Saunders, meanwhile, goes back to the windup. And a foul back out of the play. One thing that Francona has been happy about with Kipnis is that he's doing everything well. He's not just getting hits, Francona says, quote, he's getting big hits. He's driving it out of the ballpark. He's running the bases, playing good defense. He's doing everything.
He's the total package. I mean, he's a good player.
Now the 2-2. And he strikes him out. So Saunders gets his first 2 strikeouts of the ball game, and they're here in the 4th inning, but it's the Tribe who still leads it 1-0.
office receiver only from AT&T Uverse. Rethink possible. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And by Panini's with 18 locations in Northeast Ohio.
The Indians have a 1-0 lead here now in the 5th inning. Zach McAllister has made 59 pitches, 39 of those for strikes. He's only had 3 base runners so far in the game.
Well, McAllister has had an easier go than Joe Saunders had. Saunders has had to pitch his way through every inning. McAllister has had 2 1-2-3 innings. And here's the difference when you're talking about pitching out of trouble.
Oh, nice backhanded short pop pick by Santana, and that's out number 1.
Total pitches after 2 outs in an inning. Zach has made 14, where Saunders has made 45. Oof.
Hey, Sports Time Ohio and the Indians are providing a great way to get your group to Progressive Field this summer. The Indians Fan Express. For more information on how you can get on board, call 216-420-HITS or log on to Indians.com. Indians put the shift on for Justin Smoke, and he takes ball 1. Interesting that of the 6 fly ball outs so far today, 5 of them have gone to Mike Aviles in left field. And the other one, Aviles could have caught, but Michael Bourne ran over because he was bored and he wanted to catch one. So he ran over and cut in front of him and took it.
Yeah, why not?
All of a sudden, a 3-0 count. Zach hasn't walked a batter today, but he's in danger of putting one on here in the 5th now. And he does so on 4 pitches. 1 out base runner.
Started in the 1st inning, all 3 putouts. He's probably yelling at him over there, you better try somebody else.
That was a nice play there, running into the gap. Jesus Montero, a base hit his first time up. That was just his 3rd hit in now 20 career at-bats against the Indians. Ground ball to 3rd. Reynolds goes to 2nd. There's one. Kipnis turns 2, and the inning is over. Tribe goes around the horn, and Zach McAllister continues to cruise.
Dribble Cabrera, Nick Swisher, and Mark Reynolds coming up.
Boy, he's starting early, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got the Indians pacifier there as well. Nice. He's got his hat on. He's ready to roll.
Nice crowd here today. Lower deck seems to be pretty much filled up. As Dribble Cabrera liner to left and short hopped by Ibanez. It'll be a leadoff single by Cabrera, his second hit of the ball game.
Well, Ibanez coming in, that's all he could do with it. The ball was smoked by Cabrera, so they will have their leadoff man aboard for the second straight inning. Do you see that ball? A little sinking action. Ibanez comes in. He wants to keep it in front of him if he doesn't catch it. He goes in there, just couldn't get that arm out far enough. Good play by him. Cabrera gets his second hit.
Once again, Joe Saunders will have to deal with a base runner. He's had runners every inning. Sometimes it's come with 2 outs. This time the Indians get their leadoff man aboard for the second inning in a row. Now Nick Swisher, who has walked and doubled. Two balls, no strikes. This next pitch will be number 90 for Saunders. Eric Wedge has a bullpen that's a little on the tired side. He had some guys he couldn't really use last night. Now after last night, he's got some guys he can't use today.
Isn't that something? That's usually how it works. You have an extra inning game and got good use out of his bullpen last night. They only used 3 guys. Furbush, Capps, and Lutke.
The pitch. And it's outside. 3 balls and a strike. Saunders badly wanted that one.
He made a couple of pretty good pitches on the outside part of the plate. That right there, you see the little shrug of the shoulder. He thought he had a strike there.
The 3-1. And it's chopped foul. Full count.
You know, and that makes a huge difference when you're a pitcher. Instead of that count going to 2-2, and now it goes to 3-1. If you got to pretty much throw him a strike. Certainly do not want to walk him now.
The payoff pitch. Runner goes, hit in the air. Left field. Back is Ibanez. On the track. Makes the catch. And now Cabrera is a dead duck. He's around second on his way back to first, but the throw will beat him by plenty. And that's a double play. Again, I just don't think Cabrera took into consideration the wind and what it's doing to those balls today hit in the air to left field. Does that look like it had a chance off the bat, but it just died?
Well, and you know one thing, you're going to go to second base. You see, he stopped and then kicked it in gear because he felt it was going to go off the wall. But then it died, and an easy double play because he was already past shortstop. I think you can go to second base and sit there maybe on the shortstop side of second base, and then you'd have time to get back. He did not. And that's just reading the ball down on the field. And we don't know. I mean, we're sitting up high. It's a little easier up here. When you're on the field, a lot more difficult to get a read on things.
Mark Reynolds drove in the only run of this game back in the first inning with a 2-out RBI single when he punched it through the right side of the infield. So a 1-2 count.
Reynolds lays off a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No activity in the Mariner bullpen. But you wonder, is this the last inning for Saunders, or will Eric Wedge push him up above that 100-pitch threshold and run him back out there in the 6th?
When you looked at his numbers coming into this game on the road, 0-4 and an ERA of over 12, he's done a great job. He's pitched his way out of trouble, and, that double play right there certainly helps. And it's only a 1-0 ball game. He's given up 7 hits.
Yeah, another couple of feet, that ball's off the wall, and who knows, right? Now Reynolds hits one high in the air to left field. Back is Ibanez again. He's looking up. It is gone!
How about that? I thought that one was going to die.
Mark Reynolds sends one just above the wall and left. And it's his 12th home run of the year. He's driven in both runs for the Tribe. They now lead it 2-0.
Wow, that fooled me there. Number 12, that's the 7th given up by Saunders. Now this ball, although it was a little closer to the line, you see how out front he was? That swing, it looked like it was off the end of the bat. But then Ibanez keeps going back and back. He's going to play it off the wall, and it gets onto the home run porch. I thought it was going to die. Look at it. I mean, these guys are looking at it saying, you got to be kidding me. Swisher felt he hit his better, and I guarantee they're talking about that in there.
Kyle Seager slings it over. And Santana is retired to end the inning. But Mark Reynolds with his team-leading 12th home run as the Tribe in top 2-0.
The 29th of May, we'll receive one when the Indians take on the Cincinnati Reds. So log on to Indians.com for your tickets.
Well, the Indians with a 2-0 lead. And at least for the moment, Mark Reynolds leads the league in home runs. He began the day tied with Chris Davis of Baltimore, who plays later. Edwin Encarnacion, who has not homered yet today against New York. And Nelson Cruz of Texas, and they'll be in action later on. They just told me that Robinson Cano has hit 2, so he has moved into a tie with Mark Reynolds with 12. Brendan Ryan popped up. Santana can't find it, and what a wild course Jason Kipnis wound up taking to that ball. And again, it just shows you when you get a ball popped straight up like that, that breeze is playing havoc with it. Santana just never saw it, so he had both palms up to the air. I don't know where it's at. Kipnis tried to get to it.
Does he have the glasses on his hat, or are they on his eyes?
They're on his hat.
Well, I mean, what are you doing? If the sun's out and it's peeking through the clouds, at least you got to put the sunglasses on, for goodness sakes. It's windy enough.
He just took them off the top of his cap and just put them on right now.
Let's wait for another foul ball to do it.
Well, Kipnis has them on, but Santana did not. That's who we're talking about. There's Santana. Just put them on now. 1-2 pitch, and that's hit the left. And Mike Aviles, who's caught everything hit his way, makes another grab, 1 down. Let's go back to the Hyundai Studios right now for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski.
Hey, Matt, Rick, you guys were just talking about Robinson Cano. 2 two-run homers today for the Yankees. Here's his first one in the bottom of the 3rd inning to make it 3-1. He just hit another in the bottom of the 5th. It's now 5-1 New York. Cano with 12 homers on the season. Matt, back to you.
Here's Endy Chavez, who doubled in the first, flied out his last time up. Sends another one to center field. Michael Bourne says, I'll take it. He does. 2 down. Let's get the answer to the AT&T trivia question. And the last Mariner with 100 ribbies in a season. How about Raul Ibanez? In his previous tour
well,
of duty.
You forgot about him. No kidding.
Yeah.
He was with Seattle, then Philly, New York, came from Kansas City. That's I didn't even think about it, but you're right. Raul Ibanez.
In the air, left field, again, it's Mike Aviles. He's been a busy man in left field today, makes the catch. An 8-pitch, 6th inning. Zach McAllister continues to spin a shutout, 2-0 Tribe. Over Seattle, going to the home half of the 6th inning, bottom third of the Indians' order, and what do you know, Mike Aviles leads off again.
Guess who's leading off? You start talking about it, and it's been 3 times today.
Aviles fouls one off the other way. How about this, Rick? He's got 7 putouts already today. It's the most by an Indians left fielder since April 28, 2009, when Ben Francisco had 7 putouts against Boston.
You get a couple more. I think you're looking at about a record. About 8 or 9 could be very close to a record, I would think, for a 9-inning game.
Let's go to the record book.
Oh, don't worry. We got Bo, and I saw Popper running around here somewhere.
Popper's down in the suite.
No, he
He's
came
living
back up here. No, he came back up. He must sense something.
He's living the sweet life.
He's down there eating a few hockey pucks, isn't he? Look at
Aviles
this.
drives one right center field. That's in the alley. That'll go to the wall. Mike's on his way to second base. Moore scoops it up, fires it in. And Avila stops at second with a leadoff double. And that's the third straight inning now. The Indians have had their leadoff man aboard.
That's the second double. A really good swing here by Aviles. As you watch his back foot come out, and he just stays down on it. Watch this. He just drove off the back foot. Good swing, head down, looking to shoot it that way, and he does. Plugs the gap into right center field. Nicely done.
Bright sunshine popping out from behind the clouds as Yan Gomes steps in now. Gomes 0 for 2, takes the ball down low.
You see Saunders trying to keep that ball inside on Gomes. He doesn't want to let him hit that ball on the ground to the right side and let him get that runner over with nobody out. So he's going to try and prevent that.
Saunders deals, and Gomes shoots it out of play the other way.
Good try.
Well, Arch, I hate to tell you this, but Mike's got a long ways to go.
Does he?
The Indians' record for most putouts by an outfielder is a dozen.
By an outfielder.
By an outfielder.
Not a left fielder.
No, I don't know. They don't break it down.
They don't?
By
surprising.
But Harry Bay recorded 12 putouts back in July 19th, 1904. I don't even know if he was using a glove.
Yeah, that's right. Might have been his hat.
And it was a 12-inning game, mind you. That's what's in the Indians guide. We'll see if they come up with anything.
Oh, they'll come up with something. Popper
more specific.
I thought they would separate it by position, to be honest with you.
Gomes shoots one in the hole, base hit in the left field. Aviles
he was
never got a look at it. Did he not see it go through at all?
I don't know. I think he was, it was a mistake. Mistake on his part. He broke halfway. He wasn't going to break on that side. Once it went through, he sort of froze. So Gomes gets a base hit and the runner can't advance. So that's just a mistake by Aviles. You see, he stopped. He just never made that decision to come back up, even though Ibanez is in left field.
He was fairly shallow, and he probably would have thrown him out had he gone after all
obviously
of that.
he felt. He felt that way, so he just stayed put. So now you go first and second, nobody out. Now you got a bunt situation if you want to add on to a 2-0 lead with Saunders on the mound.
I think that's what the Mariners' left side of the infield's talking over right now. Seager, Ryan, and the pitcher Saunders. Who's going to cover? Who's going to do what? Are they going to try a wheel play? Going to take the out?
Well, you force him. Even though Saunders is a left-handed pitcher, he's going to fall off the third base side, bunt it down the third base line. Stubbs tried one about a week ago in Detroit and was unsuccessful in a sacrifice situation. Then got a bunt base hit, if you remember here.
Yes.
Bunted the ball hard. So we'll see if he can get that same. There you go. Perfect.
Seager goes to first. They do get Stubbs, but not by much.
Well done.
Sacrifice completed. It goes 5-4. Now our in-game recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Mark Reynolds has had a good day. 2-out RBI single in the first. Then in the fifth, a 2-out home run to the porch in left field. That's the only runs of this ball game here today. For Reynolds, his 12th home run, he is tied for the league lead with Robinson Cano currently, as we speak, with a dozen dingers. Carl Willis out to the mound to talk with Saunders. Activity in the Seattle bullpen. But they've got the lefty-lefty situation now with Saunders facing Michael Bourne and then Jason Kipnis on deck.
One thing you do, and I'm sure they're going to bring their infield in to try and cut the run off because they're going to go over how Saunders is going to approach. I think Michael Bourne, you have Kipnis, the next hitter. So they've got two chances to try and get him in. They've done a nice job against Joe Saunders that third time through, 5 for 8. He has scattered 10 hits and only given up 2 runs, and both of them driven in by Reynolds, as we showed you. So the infield, they're on the same page. Saunders knows what he wants to do here. We'll see if the Indians can add on. This would be a good one to have.
You see the cut of the grass where the infielder's set up. Bourne, who singled up the middle his last time up. An infield hit back in the second. And takes a strike on a breaking ball. Boy, close pitch, and Saunders wanted it, didn't get the call. It was close, but it looked like it was a little low, and he probably was more thinking that Bourne would be enticed to chase after it.
Well, he's certainly not going to give in now. He's going to make him hit his pitch because this could be his very last hitter.
Oh, good pitch over the outside part of the plate.
See, Bourne got the fastball in his last at-bat to get the base hit. He's not going to throw him anything inside here. He's going to try and make him reach for everything and try and hit a league grounder or a comebacker if he can.
One-two pitch. Outside to even the count. Mike Aviles, the runner at third base. Jan Gomes is at second. Now the 2-2. And a breaking ball fought off.
I don't know if he wanted that breaking ball there. You could tell that Michael was looking away for everything because this breaking ball came inside, but I'm not sure that Saunders wanted it there. Yeah, they wanted it down and away. He left it up and in.
Here now is the 2-2 to Bourne. Slowly chopped to short. Ryan's throw to the plate. Not in time. Aviles beats the tag of Montero. 3-0 Cleveland.
Well, that's the chance you take, too, with that infield in. It wasn't directly at Ryan, and he had to move a little bit. He had to throw on the run. You've got to make a good throw, and when you get a good jump and go on contact, he was able to beat the throw home just by a half a step. High hopper, in comes Ryan, gets it on the first bounce, can't get enough on his throw, and Aviles can get his foot to the plate. So that's a fielder's choice, an RBI for Michael Bourne, and it's a 3-0 lead. Good hustle. Bourne's had Aviles has had a busy day out there, hasn't he?
He sure has. 2 hits, a run scored, 7 putouts in the outfield. Michael Bourne brings him home. Still only 1 out. Indians at first and third. Jason Kipnis at the plate, 0 for 3 on the day. And this, you have to believe, will be the final batter for Saunders, as Kipnis takes a strike. Infield still in, but the middle infielders crowded toward the bag. If they get a ball hit at them, they'll try to turn 2. Of course, Bourne might erase any thoughts of that by taking off here.
Yeah, he could, because he stole one back in the 4th inning. He had a read on Saunders, and I don't think they'll throw through here if he takes off.
Jason fouls it back. It was the same situation when Bourne stole in the 4th inning. It was Jan Gomes who was at third. And it was Kipnis who was at the plate. 2-strike pitch. Outside, he missed. Well, Saunders has given Eric Wedge a solid performance. He's 118 pitches into the game. He's averaged just over 93 pitches per contest this year in his first 8 starts.
Yeah, sometimes you need that little extra, from a starter, and today Wedge needs it.
Kipnis out front, fouls it off. Jan Gomes, the runner at third base. Michael Bourne, the speedster, is at first. Only one out in the inning as Jason Kipnis tries to blow it open here for the Indians. Bloop toward left field. It drops a base hit. Gomes will score. Bourne stops at second. 4-0 Cleveland as Jason Kipnis drives home his 24th run of the year and his 20th RBI in his last 15 games.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for Joe Saunders.
And he let that ball get in and jam him, so he fights it off. The infield's in. You just have to hit some grass, is what we used to say. Find some grass out there, and he certainly does. So he gets a base hit. He'll chase Saunders from the ball game on another base hit. So 11 hits, 4 runs, and he's going to be responsible for the 2 on.
Today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Seattle goes to the right-hander when we come back. The Indians with a 4-0 lead. Tribe has 2 on with 1 out. And Danny Farquhar up from AAA Tacoma will be facing Asdrubal Cabrera. The switch hitter will bat from the left side. He was 2 for 3 against the left-hander Joe Saunders today. Farquhar is 26 years old. He had a strong showing for the Mariners this spring. He was used in the closer's role at AAA Tacoma. He's got a fastball that runs up there to the mid-90s. He's also got a cutter, and he's mixed in a curveball lately that has been very effective for him. Asdrubal Cabrera takes down low. Farquhar says, quote, "The curveball definitely is a big off-speed pitch that I need to continue to throw for strikes. Just because I have the cutter and the fastball, they're 2 hard pitches. Even just showing a hitter the curveball, it's so much easier and more fun to pitch when you have extra weapons like that," end quote. Runners took off, and I mean 0 chance.
What a great jump.
Bourne with the steal of third, his second of the ball game, give him 5 now on the year, and Kipnis on the back end gets his 8th steal of the season.
Well, he had just a great jump, and there's absolutely nothing Montero could do. He's going to get blamed for this and say, well, you haven't thrown anybody out, but he had no chance. By the time he gets up, and, Farquhar with a long delivery, great jump by Bourne, good read. Now they got to bring the infield in again and apply the pressure to these guys.
Now the 1-2 pitch, and Cabrera shoots it back out of play. Danny Farquhar got the news that he was getting called up 2 nights ago after an extra inning loss playing for Tacoma. He said he was starving. He was waiting in the clubhouse food line with his teammates when he got called into the manager's office and told he was headed to Cleveland. He said, well, I guess I don't need to eat. I'll just get in a car, and off he went to the airport. I'll eat later. That infield in for Seattle again. Only one out, 1-2 pitch. Got him looking, and Cabrera unhappy. He's saying it's outside, but Mike Winter is saying go have a seat inside the dugout. 2 down. Take another look. Oh, I think he probably has a legitimate argument there.
Well, you don't see, a lot of the hitters at times, they won't complain unless they really feel that ball's out of the zone. Obviously, Cabrera felt that pitch was away. He's locked in. You got a guy on third. You want to get him home. You have the infield in. And, when the umpire makes that call, you get a little upset. And he was.
Indians have opened up a 4-0 lead. Looking for more, though, with 2 down now as Nick Swisher pops it up. Left field, in comes Ibanez. Long run. It's dropping in a hurry, and it's out of play. That ball looked like it would be fairly routine off the bat, and it ends up in the seats. So Swisher says, I'll take that.
Well, that's a break. That's Mother Nature today, the wind blowing in. It was doing it like this last night, Matt, but I didn't see the balls in play. It didn't harm the field that much, Fly balls, it didn't seem like it. Didn't push balls into the seats like it is today.
Well, Danny Farquhar with Michael Bourne at third and Jason Kipnis at second. And low, I guess. That looked pretty good. 1-1. That's low for sure. 2 balls and a strike, so Swish gets himself into a good hitter's count here. He almost hit himself a home run, or at the very least, you thought it was going to be off the wall for extra bases, but it was caught at the base of the wall by Ibanez and turned into a double play just last inning. Now the count is 3-1 with Mark Reynolds waiting on deck, and after Swisher hit into that odd double play, Reynolds hit a home run. Farquhar's 3-1 pitch. Big bouncer to first. Fielded by Smoke. The underhanded flip, and the inning is over. Tribe gets a pair. After 6, they lead it 4-0.
Innings as we take a look in from our Panini cam, brought to you by Panini's Bar and Grill. So far it's been all Indians this afternoon, 4-0 lead. They chase Joe Saunders. Zach McAllister still on the mound, and another very nice ball game for Zach, who has been in total control today.
Boy, you're not kidding. 75 pitches, 48 for strikes. Last 2 innings, 8 pitches in each inning.
Beautiful. That'll get you deeper into games.
Ground ball to first. Carlos Santana takes it himself. 1 away. Our stat of the game brought to you by your Northern Ohio Buick dealers. Indians, nobody better when they're tied or have the lead. After 6 innings, they are unbeaten on the year.
Well, you got to love that. They were able to do it again last night. That one taking 10 innings. And they've been perfect in extra frames this year. They're now 4-0. So as a manager, you have to love that.
Kendry Morales has kept Mike Aviles busy. He's flied out to left twice today.
You know, here's an interesting note that Tommy filled me in on earlier today. The first 21 games, starters for the Indians other than Masterson. Get this, 21 games were 1-10 in an ERA of over 7.
That's the first 21
First
games.
21. In their last 19 games, everybody but Masterson, they have been 10-4 and a 3.19.
What a turnaround.
It has, and people, and it started from that second game with Kluber in Kansas City, that doubleheader. Who are they yelling at?
Well, I think Asdrubal Cabrera is still unhappy about the strikeout at the end of the last inning. So Mike Winters
He's yelling from shortstop.
I don't know if Cabrera was. I don't know, but Winters took the mask off and pointed right at him. Morales singles through the hole on the right side of the infield. Well, with more on the Indians' success when they're tied or have the lead after 6 innings, here's Katie.
21-0, Matt. You said it. When I spoke with Chris Perez, he said, let's be honest, there's a little luck involved when you're able to go 21-0. But he said it's also a credit to how good this Indians' defense has been, and it shows you the depth they have in the bullpen this year. What impresses him more is the fact that they've been able to do it missing Vinny Pistano as much as they had. He said, you've been able to see some of the young guys like Cody Allen come up big in big games.
Swing and a miss by Michael Morse, who was 0 for 2 today. Not only that, but you think back and, Chris Perez had the game where he had trouble getting loose, so you ended up closing with Rich Hill, and Cody Allen ended up getting the save. So, there have been different points, and there always are during a season, where you need contributions from everybody. Mark Reynolds on the move, off-balance throw. He gets his man 2 away as Morales moves to second base. You talk about that success formula. You have the lead, you turn it over. Smith, Pistano, Perez. Well, those are the 3 guys that you count on. But there are other guys in that bullpen that you're going to need. They can't just sit around and twiddle their thumbs all season
What
long.
happens when you use a couple of those guys 2 or 3 days in a row, or they throw a lot of pitches and you can't use them? They are off for a day, which does happen throughout the course of the year a number of times, and you have to use somebody else. It's nice when you have confidence where you can plug other people in. Not because you have to, because, hey, they're good enough, but today they have to step up and be, the big boy. Every team has to do it, and every bullpen has to do it. Some, it's really tough when they have to, when you get guys out of position.
Ground ball towards second base. Jason Kipnis gobbles it up, throws him out. And the inning is over. 7 shutout innings for Zach McAllister. And the Indians' lead is 4-0. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Spitzer Auto. As we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Mid will be Mark Reynolds, Carlos Santana, and Mike Aviles for the Indians. Reynolds, 2-out RBI single in the first, 2-out solo homer in the 5th. He's driven in half the Indians' runs today. His 12th home run, tied for the league lead with Robinson Cano, who has homered twice today for New York.
Well, we witnessed when Cano gets out what damage he can do. He did it here, his first trip into Cleveland.
Well, we've noticed with Mark Reynolds, when he gets into a groove, he can hit him in bunches as well.
Yeah. Well, this is the first one he's pulled in a while. He's been going the other way. He went against the wind today. Same inning that Swisher hit that ball right before him.
Back out of play. The 2-2. Upstairs, he chased after it. One gone here in the 7th.
There's the home. There's a base hit going the other way to drive in the first one. A beautiful on a 3-1 count. Very nice swing. Indians take the lead, and then he's going to make it a 2-0 game. He's a little bit out in front, but such a strong guy to get it out of here onto the home run porch. That made it 2-0, and they added 2 more in the 6th.
Here is Carlos Santana, 0 for 3. Santana seems a little out of sorts today offensively, just has not had good at-bats. Steps away. How about Danny Farquhar? Here's a guy who's only 5'9", but he can rush it up there. As I mentioned before, there's a good off-speed pitch. But his fastball can get up there to 95 miles an hour.
Well, that's what he says, that little curveball. When you can throw it for strikes, that gives him an extra weapon that he needs. He's got a good slider. Doesn't matter the size. It's a matter, he's got a couple of different weapons he can go after you with. But you're right. How many right-handed pitchers do you see under 6 foot in the game of baseball? You could count them on one hand.
Not many at all. Throw it by him upstairs with a fastball. And that's 3 strikeouts in 4 batters for Danny Farquhar.
Well, Dollar Dog Night will be Friday, May 31st. Tribe will take on the Tampa Bay Rays. One of $15 dog nights. They had one last night. Hot dogs $1 each all night long.
Farquhar says, the funny thing is growing up, I was actually a bigger kid. He said, I think that's why I don't have any issues if somebody makes fun of me because I'm short. He says, I don't have the little man syndrome or anything. He goes, I was a bigger kid. And then when I was 12, I just stopped growing.
Yeah, some mature later.
He said, I was probably 5'8" already when I was 12 years old, and I've only grown another inch since then.
You better have a talk with your parents then, because that's gene-related, pal. There's nothing you can do about it.
Aviles with a line drive to straightaway center field. And Chavez makes the catch. Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time today. They lead it 4-0. presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Four 4-0 Indians on top. Some defensive changes now as Mark Reynolds goes from third base over to first base. And Mike Aviles moves from left field into third base. Oh, no. Michael Brantley is into the ball game in left field. And the reason I say, oh, no, is because Aviles was moving into some select company out there in left field today. He had 7 putouts. And Redbird went back and looked. Since 1921, the most putouts by a left fielder was 9. The last time it happened was not all that long ago. Remember when Kenny Lofton made his final return to Cleveland in 2007?
Yeah.
He had a 9 putout game.
In left field?
In left field.
No kidding.
Also,
I don't remember that.
Deion James had a 9 putout game in left field in 1989. Miguel Delaney in 1983. And Joe Vosmick did it twice in the early 1930s.
Nice.
Smoke lifts one to deep left field. Brantley back. It is off the wall.
See, they wait till you make a defensive change, then they hit him over his head.
That's a double for Smoke. And the Mariners get a runner in scoring position. It's their first extra, no, it's their second extra base hit of the game. Forgot about Endy Chavez, who started the ball game with a double, but only the 5th hit allowed by Zach McAllister.
Looked like he hit the breaking ball out over the plate and stayed on it. Smoke, a big guy that has pretty good power, stayed on it and takes it the other way. So a leadoff double for Seattle.
Fastball down low. Ground ball by the mound to the second baseman, Kipnis. He'll throw out Montero, one away. Smoke moves over to third. Stay tuned for Indians Live after the ball game, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. We'll have the highlights, analysis, and reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up right after the ball game. Brendan Ryan, 1 for 2 on the day. Bounces it foul third base side. Ryan has been getting after pitches early in the count. And he's hit in 5 straight games, a season high for the Mariners shortstop.
You know, when you're down in the number 9 hole, it's not a bad idea to get aggressive if they, want to throw you that fastball on the first pitch. Take a good swing at it. And he has in this series. I don't know what he's been doing prior to coming in here. But, with a lot of guys, you'll go through the lineup and, they have their scouting that'll go on. You'll see a guy's hitting a $150. He came in hitting a $140. He's now hitting a $170. And you figure, okay, I'm just going to throw him a fastball. Well, there you go. So you better be ready for the first pitch. You get a few hits, now they're going to have to start pitching to you.
Takes a good fastball there. 1-2 the count. Well, Ryan has never been an offensive player. He's always been a glove man. I mean, last year he hit, a $194. Year before that, $248. Last year with the Cardinals, he hit $223. Back in 2009, he did have a good year at the plate. He hit $292 for St. Louis, and that was 390 at-bats. But that was the aberration offensively so far in his career. But when Eric Wedge sat him down earlier this year, people thought, oh, what's happening? And Eric Wedge just said, hey, we need some offense.
Sure, we love it when he catches the ball and plays defense, but $140 isn't cutting it.
No, you're right. It doesn't cut it sometimes. No question.
Robert Andino got some playing time there. There's a long drive to deep left field.
That'll get some playing time.
Back is Brantley looking up, and Brendan Ryan having a breakout series here in Cleveland. And a 2-run homer here in the 8th gets the Mariners on the board, breaks up the shutout, and it cuts the Indians' lead in half.
See the pitch. That looks like it's one of the splitters that stayed middle of the plate to me. There it was. You can see it. The split change. And it speeds up the bat of Ryan. Hits his very first home run this year, and he's having a good series so far. We're halfway into it. So he gets Seattle on the board. McAllister will be done for the afternoon. Another good start for him. Bottom part of the lineup got him the 8th inning, got him.
Well, Zach McAllister walks off to a nice ovation here at Progressive Field today. Indians lead it 4-2. And now Terry Francona will make today's Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. The left-hander Rich Hill coming on when we come back. Out here, base is empty. Indy Chavez will be the batter, and the new pitcher is Rich Hill, left-hander coming on for the 15th time this year. We'll get a pinch hitter for Chavez.
Jason Bay coming off the bench, and he'll hit against Hill, who pitched an inning and a third in last night's game. Gave up a couple hits, a 2-run home run to Ibanez. So the line for Zach McAllister, 7 1/3, 6 hits, a couple of runs, walked one, struck out one, and continues to improve. Sitting there talking to Masterson, and that's great. The communication, those guys. I told you what they have done the last 19 or 20 games other than Masterson. They've been very good. They're looking for their 11th win.
And a strike is called. In the air, left center field, Michael Brantley will make the catch.
Would have been 8.
2 gone. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Well, Zach McAllister, another solid outing, and you have to be impressed with how he continues to go out, take the ball every 5 days.
Well, I love it today. I mean, you know, he had his fewest strikeouts of any game this year, but you see he's into the 8th inning again. He made him swing at pitches. They put him in play. Keeps you in the game. He had a couple of 8-pitch innings, he told me. What was it, in the 6th and 7th?
Yeah, back-to-back.
So it is nice to see. That keeps you in the game longer. Strikeouts will come from getting ahead in the count. He did that 12 times, 0-2, 1-2 count.
Good breaking ball. Dustin Ackley frozen by it, 0-2 the count. Two-strike pitch, way outside. Ackley has flied out to left all 3 times today. Rich Hill thought he had him rung up on strikes, didn't get the call, and it's 2-2. And right now is Drupal Cabrera saying, He said, that was a strike when I was up there. Now the 2-2. Chops it foul. Indians trying to win for the 16th time in their last 20 games. Terry Francona's club leads at 4-2 here in the 8th. 2-2 pitch. Wow, another close one. Doesn't go their way, and now a full count.
Well, he's trying to throw it on the inside part of the plate, and he just too far inside.
The payoff pitch. Popped him up foul and out of play. The 8th pitch of the at-bat. Line to left, and that's a base hit. So Ackley keeps the inning alive. Man, those close calls that didn't go Rich Hill's way mean that now the Mariners have the tying run at the plate. Kyle Seager, 0 for 3, will be the batter. The Columbus Crew is on the road today north of the border to take on Toronto in a battle of Eastern Conference rivals. All the action today at 5 on Fox Sports Ohio. That'll leave in the count of 1-1.
Now you got the hitter arguing.
I mean, seriously, you got them going both ways. Seager steps back in. He has flied to left, struck out, grounded to first. The attendance today, 17,574. Once again, tomorrow's game, 1 o'clock, and then Monday at 12 o'clock start.
About that great matchup tomorrow.
Swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes.
Got Justin Masterson for the Indians going against King Felix. Felix Hernandez for the Mariners.
Indians always seem to swing the bats well against Hernandez, and this year, if there's a guy with credentials, they've
Another
been
Cy Young Award
exceptional.
winner.
Yeah, 6 out of 7, right?
They'll get their 8th crack at another Cy Young guy tomorrow.
Crowd making noise. The 1-2 pitch to Seager. Had him reaching for it. Kipnis will field the bouncing ball and throw him out. So Rich Hill comes on to get out of the 8th inning. It remains 4-2 Cleveland. Jan Gomes, Drew Stubbs, Michael Bourne due up for the Tribe. Danny Farquhar, who has retired all 5 that he has faced, will stay on to pitch the 8th inning. Jason Bay, who pinch hit for Endy Chavez, stays on in center field. Danny Farquhar pitched for 2 years at Louisiana Lafayette, and that's where the Blue Jays found him, drafted him in the 10th round back in 2008. He went to Oakland in exchange for Rajai Davis back in 2010. High fly ball, right field. Michael Morse makes the catch, and Gomes is out number 1. Today's box score brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. For the Tribe, Michael Bourne at the top spot. Couple of hits, a ribby, 2 steals. Jason Kipnis delivering another RBI hit. And, of course, Mark Reynolds drove in the first 2 runs of the game with a 2-out single and a solo home run. Mike Aviles has done a good job at the dish and in the field here this afternoon. Drew Stubbs, 0 for 1 with a walk and a sacrifice bunt. Danny Farquhar ended up here in Seattle. He was part of the Ichiro trade when the Mariners traded Ichiro to the Yankees. Farquhar was in the Yankees system, so he came to Seattle as part of that deal, which was last year just before the trading deadline.
Yeah, one that nobody ever thought would happen, getting Ichiro out of Seattle.
Yeah, you kind of just figure, well, he'll retire a Mariner.
Well, you thought so, yeah, and he was going to become a free agent with the relationship with the ownership over there being Japanese.
Swing and a miss. Stubbs strikes out. 2 down. So look at today's keys to the game. Revisiting Well, Zach McAllister worked that fastball inside to the lefties. Well, he definitely neutralized the Mariner left-handed bats. An opposite field approach against Saunders. 5 of the 11 going the other way for the Indians. But Mark Reynolds, the one ball he pulled today went for a home run over the fence. The 19-foot wall in left field. Michael Bourne takes, it's a strike, it's 0-2. Bourne, 2 more hits today, so give him 5 in the series.
This guy's done a nice job coming out of the pen and holding it here. 21 of the 32 pitches strikes.
Yeah, he's 7 for 7 retiring batters, so you're not kidding.
There's Perez, he is ready to come on.
Bourne strikes out, and we'll see Perez when we come back. 4-2 Cleveland. Ball game today. The highlights, some analysis, post-game reaction from the clubhouse. You hear from Terry Francona. It's all straight ahead on Indians Live. Chris Perez on for the 15th time this year. He has 6 out of 7 in save chances. He's got Kendry Morales, Michael Morse, and Raul Ibanez for the Mariners here in the 9th. Morales 1 for 3 with a single. Misses for ball 1. Morales, a line drive to second. Kipnis has that one away.
Well, there's a liner to start the inning, but right into the tracks of Jason Kipnis. So a quick out.
Chris Perez has retired 13 of the 15 first batters he has faced now on the year. He worked a scoreless inning with a strikeout last night. And a fastball strike to Michael Morse, who is 0 for 3 on the day. He has grounded out all 3 times. Morse, a check swing. And a called strike. It's 0-2. Now the 2-strike pitch. Fouled off, just got a piece of that, did he? CP closing in on Doug Jones, who is second all-time with the Indians, 129 saves. Perez with 105. A little bit high. Michael Morse down on the count, 1-2. Strike 3 called, 2 gone on the ninth. Good fastball outside corner.
Yeah, when he has that slider, hitters have to protect for it, and he comes back but nails the outside corner with a fastball there. Gets a second out. Morse doesn't like it. And you can see Mike Winter said, yes, that was on the outside corner.
Raul Ibanez will be the batter now for the Mariners. He is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Tell you what's wild. How about left-handed hitters are just 2 for 27 on the year against Perez now?
Yeah.
You would think maybe a left-hander has a little better look at it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, a lot of times you would think so. He has a better chance.
He's actually faced the exact same number. 27 left-handed hitters, 27 right-handed hitters. Right-handed hitters have 8 hits against him. There's a long drive, deep right field, and Ibanez has just left the yard. It's a 1-run game. Ibanez with his second home run of the series, his 8th on the year, and it's now 4-3.
Well, they said earlier he's the hottest Mariner over there. This guy has been swinging it very well. He's going to get a fastball in, middle in. Turns on it, and that's one that can leave the yard. Make him use the big part of the park because he's hitting it into the gale. And he drives it through the gale. Get out. He's going to knock our cameraman out.
Popped him up, foul out of play. Justin Smoke doubled and scored his last time up. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Chris Perez now in a 1-run game. No margin for error. He fires. And a drive to deep center field, and that baby is gone. Back-to-back solo home runs here in the ninth, and we are all tied at 4. Wow.
Well, how many times will you see that happen?
And that
2 outs, nobody on, and they hit back-to-back homers.
And whatever wind we have, that went right through it.
Well, they hammered it. That's their 3rd home run of the game, and that's their M.O. with Seattle. They hit home runs. Well, he's left 2 pitches, I mean, that they have smoked. into the seats. So it is now a tie ball game.
Bouncer up the middle. Kipnis throws him out. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. All tied at 4. All right, we go to the bottom of the ninth inning now, tied at 4. Quite a turn of events as the Indians had a 4-0 lead going into the 8th inning, but Seattle with a 2-run homer in the 8th from Brendan Ryan and back-to-back solo jacks in the 9th to tie it up. Left-hander Oliver Perez will come out of the Mariners bullpen now, the third Seattle pitcher to work here today. For the Indians, it'll be Jason Kipnis, Asdrubal Cabrera, and Nick Swisher who are due up.
Nice.
Defensively now for Seattle, Michael Saunders takes over for Jason Bay in center field.
Farquhar, what a job he did. He held his team right there, didn't he? After Saunders came out 2 2/3, he struck out 5, kept it there. Saunders is in center. And what happens? They get 2 runs to tie it, and they're going to turn it over to Perez, who's done a nice job in their bullpen. See if the Indians can come right back to 8th and 9th inning. Seattle has put 2 on the board, tied it up.
Oliver Perez has not allowed a run in 14 out of his 16 appearances this year. And a fastball strike to Kipnis, who is 1 for 4 on the day. Back out of play. And a count now 0-2 for Jason Kipnis. Kipnis with a line drive, base hit into center field, and the Indians have the winning run aboard here in the bottom of the 9th. Boy, down on the count 0-2, and he got a pitch that he could handle.
Well, now remember, when you get that mentality 0-2, you're thinking just put it in play. But this pitch gets too much of the plate, 0-2. Kipnis able to reach it. It was a fastball away. Puts it in play, gets the base hit, and starts the 9th inning with a single. Now, the Indians have 12 hits this afternoon. That is Kipnis' second.
Asdrubal Cabrera was rung up on strikes his last time up, and he did not like the call. He squares. He bunts. Oh, beautiful. First base side.
No, it'll go foul.
And it does go foul.
It caught the grass. It was a beauty, too.
Looked like it was going to stay on the grass, but it just bled toward the line enough. And once it caught the edge, it rolled foul.
See, it's on the grass, and usually when it gets on the grass, you say, okay, that's going to be in there. But then you can see the spin as it's rolling, and it gets foul, and Perez just going to slap it once it gets over the line.
The 0-1, he squares again. Throws the pitch over to first.
He hangs up there quite a while, doesn't he?
Yeah. Cabrera bunts this one back foul. Well, now is Drubel. We'll try to get him over there on his own, whether it's bunting with 2 strikes or swinging the bat. It'll be up to him.
Well, I doubt very much he'll bunt with 2 strikes. You can't give him an out. You have your 2 chances. Now you got to go.
Back out of play. Last night, the Indians won in walk-off fashion in the bottom of the 10th inning. Seattle has seen their share of that against them. 2 years ago, they set a club record with 13 walk-off losses, and they led the league last year with 11 defeats in walk-off fashion. And in 6 of the last 7 seasons, they've had at least 1 walk-off loss here in Cleveland, including a pair 2 years ago. Now the Indians will be looking to do it for a 2nd game in a row against Seattle.
Free.
Kipnis, who has good wheels at first base, held by Smoke. Oliver Perez, hard-throwing left-hander, delivers, and it's down low, 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. Cabrera with a fly ball deep down the left field line. Ibanez running over, won't get it, it's off the wall. On his way to third is Kipnis. And into second base with a double is Cabrera. So as Drubel Cabrera went from trying to bunt the runner into scoring position to belting one to the wall, and now the Indians can win it with a fly ball.
Yeah, they'll walk Swisher here. They'll walk the bases. Well, how about this, though? Down the count, had 2 strikes and able to battle back. And ends up hitting the ball off the wall. So Cabrera has his 3rd hit. 2nd and 3rd. Infield coming in. I want to see if they walk. They got to walk Swisher here and put the bases loaded with nobody out. Bring in the infield and the outfield. You know, we'll even see some managers at times bring in an extra outfielder, make it 5. We'll see what Eric Wedge does here. I don't know if he'll. Holy smokes, he almost
that went right down the middle of the plate. But Swisher was like, wait a minute. Look at him looking back in the dugout. Did he do that on purpose?
Holy cow, they're trying to intentionally walk me, and they're throwing one. Shades of Oakland A's to Johnny Bench in the World Series.
That was called a ball, but it looked like it was over the plate.
Well, it almost hit the umpire in the leg.
Telling you what.
So they will load him up. That'll give Reynolds an opportunity. He's already had a good afternoon and driven in 2. But this is the percentages you have to play. You'll bring your outfield in, your infield in, cutting everything off at the dish.
So Mark Reynolds with 2 ribbies, 36 on the year, as Eric Wedge can only look on now and hope that Perez can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Reynolds 3rd in the American League and runs batted in when the day began, and he's already driven in a pair. Mark homered back in the 5th inning above the 19-foot wall in left field, and here comes Eric Wedge, a slow walk to the mound. He might be going to his bullpen here. He will. So he's pulling out all the stops to try and extend this game as he'll bring in the right-hander. We've got a timeout here in Cleveland. Bases loaded, nobody out, tie game, bottom of the ninth. The Indians have them loaded with nobody out. And the new Seattle pitcher is right-hander Yoervis Medina. He's on for the 11th time this year. An ERA of 3.27. In 11 innings, he has struck out 14 and walked just 4. And that's why Eric Wedge went to him here, because he needs a strikeout. He can run that fastball up there into the low 90s. He's got a breaking ball and a changeup. Mark Reynolds, on the other hand, has driven in a run back in the first inning with an opposite field single. That came with 2 outs. And then with 2 outs in the 5th, he drove one high and above the wall for a home run. His league-leading 12th. He's tied for the top spot in the AL with Robinson Cano, who was also homered today. In fact, Cano has hit 2 out.
Well, you've got the outfielders in as close as they can play and hope they can. You got good speed at third with Kipnis. The infield has to cut it off at the dish or the game's over. And he's actually looking for a punch out. Got it.
He went too far, did Reynolds, and that's strike 1.
Well, be ready for a pass ball, because you can see he's got a good breaking ball. It could be in the dirt, and I'm sure Kipnis is well aware. Into the dirt, Montero catches that one, did a nice job.
Medina, the Venezuelan native, delivers, and Reynolds with a ground ball, backhanded by Ryan. Here's a throw to the plate. Not in time, he's off the plate. The Indians win the game. Their second straight walk-off win against Seattle. Ryan's throw to the plate was out in front. Montero went out to get it, but he didn't keep his foot on home plate. And Kipnis scores the winning run as Mark Reynolds delivers, and the Indians have beaten Seattle for the second straight day as the Tribe goes to 7 games over 500 with a mark of 24-17 now on the year.
Wow. Looked like they had him at the dish, and for whatever reason, another play that Ryan had to come off and throw to the plate. Didn't have it on the base. The Indians win it. 4 straight hitters. They score their run after giving up 2 in the 9th. And they take the first 2 from Seattle.
Certainly strange fashion as this one ends on a bizarre play at the plate. Let's take a look on our key play of the game.
Well, let's go. The infield's in. Everybody's looking to go to the plate. Reynolds hits it on the ground. Ryan comes into home, throws it on a one-hopper, and you can see his foot is 3 or 4 inches above the plate. So that'll be a fielder's choice. Reynolds gets his 3rd RBI. He wins the game, and that is going to be our KeyBank play of the game. Visit your local KeyBank branch for low rates on a home equity or auto loan. Certain conditions apply. See your branch for details.
Don't ask how. Just tip your cap and move on. It's a win for the Indians, 5-4, the final score. As Jason Kipnis comes home, the throw is short. Montero comes off the plate, doesn't secure the dish, and the Indians win it 5-4. Indians Live is next.